Hey there, folks. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting. We are going live to talk about this forecast as we're dealing with some freezing rain. We're going to be dealing with rain for the majority of southern Ontario, but freezing rain for a good swath, especially Kingston. It looks like there's some heavy freezing rain possible, and yeah, so that should be interesting. It's not going to be the greatest commute for many. So that's why we're going live. We want to talk about the forecast. We don't typically go live as much in the winter time, but I figured it's probably a good idea to go live more. And many have suggested it. They're like, "Are you guys ever going to go live? Like, what's happening? We don't hear any songs anymore. You guys don't go live, blah, blah, blah." So maybe there'll be a song later. Maybe. I have a song I wrote for my wife that I might play later on if you hang out, but we'll see. We'll see if I decide to break it out or not. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. We are live on many different places. I also want to go live actually on TikTok, which I will do shortly. But yeah, so hopefully everybody's doing okay. Let's take a quick look at the. Give me just one second here. I'm going to flip over to Brennan's forecast map. Let me just make sure I have it pulled up so I can read it properly. There we go. I will jump to that. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but here is the current forecast map for what's coming up from Wednesday to Thursday. And it's actually already starting. We're going to check the radar. There already is some freezing rain beginning this evening. So, yeah, we have confirmation that it's already starting to occur. And here is the accumulation. I know many freezing rain warnings have gone out for different places. Special weather statements have been issued as well, too. And, yeah, this is kind of what we're dealing with here. I know it's a winter storm forecast. This is nothing like the last winter storm. That was ridiculous, and our thoughts are with everybody who was affected by that one. It was a pretty crazy storm. But nevertheless, it is winter. It is a storm. So in theory, it is a winter storm, and that is what we are looking at right now. So if you can tell from the legend that is beside me here, it kind of says, so if you look at the rain category, look at the freezing rain category, sleet being like ice pellets or mixing, and then you have the snow category as well, too. So if I get my little mouse out over here, I can track down some stuff. So in the purple areas, you can see that that's 10 to 25 centimeters of snow possible. So for Sudbury, Elliott Lake, North Bay, Temagami. And then Espanola area is kind of in this in-between section. So 5 to 15 centimeters of snow. The 10 to 25 also included Petawawa in this forecast map from Brennan. Pembroke is kind of just to the south and on the line of maybe 5 to 15 centimeters of snowfall, as well as parts of Algonquin Park and Espanola. And as well, that particular area could see 0 to 2 centimeters of sleet. So, ice pellets or some mixing between rain and snow. And then we get to the orange area, so Manitoulin Island, Britt, Sunridge, another section of Algonquin Park, Huntsville, Renfrew, and Ottawa. Then we're dealing with 4 to 8 centimeters of sleet, so ice pellets, mixing, maybe a bit of freezing rain mixing in there, but mainly ice pellets and sleet, and 5 to 10 centimeters of snow is possible as well too for that slice. There's some very sharp gradients as we track through these different sections here. So yeah, and then we have freezing rain for Peterborough, Tweed, Kingston looks pretty strong in some of the models, and I will go through some of the models as well too. Brockville. And then a little bit of a lighter freezing rain, but still some freezing rain, so roads could still be not the greatest for Orillia, Barrie, Newmarket, Collingwood. And then for Orangeville areas, that's where it's a little bit, especially those kind of the elevated areas, it's where it's possible we will see some more freezing rain as well, too, and the south of Collingwood as well, too. And that's where you're looking at, 6 to 12 millimeters of freezing rain, maybe more as well, too, especially over here in parts of eastern Ontario. It's possible that it could exceed 12 millimeters. Some models are talking about up to 20 plus, so that's not great. We're starting to approach an inch of freezing rain, which typically models in freezing rain, they overestimate, so probably less than that. So the 12 is probably a little more accurate, maybe towards 12 plus, maybe 15 millimeters, so that could be interesting. And then in that Muskoka area, I kind of skipped there. So Cornwall, Smith Falls, Bancroft, and north of Orillia, Midland, Bracebridge, and Parry Sound. That's kind of a mixed bag. You're going to have 2 to 6 millimeters of freezing rain, 2 to 6 centimeters of sleet, so ice pellets mixing, and then 0 to 5 centimeters of snow. So it's going to be interesting. And then for the rest of us down in southwestern Ontario, Toronto included, so the Golden Horseshoe, Niagara, and southwestern Ontario, you're basically getting rain, 10 to 25 millimeters of rain. And actually, there's going to be some thunderstorms potentially this evening. I don't see any lightning right now, but it is possible. What we've seen in the models, it is possible we could have some isolated thunderstorms moving in overnight. And there might even be some thunderstorms, or at least thunder snow a little bit further to the north as well too. So that could be interesting, but that might wake you up in the middle of the night, wondering why you're hearing lightning and thunder, or not hearing the lightning, but hearing thunder in the middle of the night. That's what that will be. So so it could be interesting. We'll have to see how this does develop. But let me just jump into let me jump to the radar actually really quickly here. And I did want to launch the TikTok stream as well too, which I have to do manually, but give me just 1 second here. We're live on, thank you for joining us on Twitch, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, and now we're live streaming also on TikTok, but I just have to get that launched. So let me jump to the radar here really quick. Here's your current radar, quite a mixed bag. Let me just make sure I zoom this out a little bit so we can see a lot more areas. There we go. And you can see green is rain. Yellow is kind of heavier rain. Yellow-orange is heavier rain. And then we have some purple, actually. If you look kind of to the west of Ottawa and east of Huntsville, on our radar, it's purple is freezing rain and pink is mixing, so sleet, ice pellets, that type of thing. So there is some freezing rain kind of near that Orangeville-ish area, south of Collingwood, and then there is some freezing rain northeast of Peterborough as well too. So it's already starting. Up north, you have blue is snow, and then again the green is rain. So I'll hit play on that. I've gone this far into the live stream without double checking to see if my audio works. So let me jump over to and make sure everybody says the audio is okay. Is my audio all right? I've been trying to tweak it. I've been messing with it. Hopefully the voice and the mouth and all of that lines up fine. But let me know if it's okay. Hello from Northern Ontario. Hey, how you doing? You're good on Twitch, says Smith. Thank you very much. Sounds good here, says Quake Ninja for Life. Yeah, Quake. It works. Catherine with thumbs up. Excellent. Yay. All right. That's good news. Audio is good. I like to hear that. Okay. Give me just a moment here. I want to make sure that our friends on TikTok get this live stream as well too, that's the one thing I forgot to launch right before we went live. Smart of me. Let's see here. I'll just go do that really quick. Give me just a moment. And then many people asking about Belleville, says Miranda. Yeah, Belleville could be interesting. As you saw from that forecast map, Belleville has some potential to see some freezing rain. I think the majority, Kingston is what I've been seeing on the models over and over again. It looks like Kingston doesn't look the greatest. So that could be interesting for sure. But definitely Belleville has some potential. So we're going to have to see how that does develop here. Give me just a moment and I will get this going. And we'll be good from there. Give me just a second here. Okay. Perfect. Fenland Falls, Bradford. A lot of folks asking about their different areas. This is the future radar only till about 2:15 in the morning. And this is on our app, by the way. If you haven't downloaded our app, please do so. You can get it for free. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. I'll pull up the banner here. Download it. It's free. And a huge thanks to those who have upgraded to add 5 hours to the future radar, which is what you're looking at here, and as well to remove ads from the app. So that's the version of it we're watching on the live stream. But I'll take that banner off so those in the southwest can see their area. But yeah, we could see some thunderstorms overnight too in the southwest. That's going to be interesting for sure. So give me just a moment here. I will get this going for our friends on the Tickety Talks. And then I will try to answer some of your questions. And again, maybe later, if time permits, I will try my best to play a song for you folks. So we'll see. We'll see if I can do that. Give me just a moment here. There we go. And let us know. On a side note, let us know if you have our app. I think there was actually. Let us know how you're enjoying the app if you do have our app. I think there was some outages with Amazon this morning, so I think that may have affected some users' app. They said it was showing old weather data, but then that corrected itself pretty good. But we've heard. I was trying to get on Amazon Prime for my son earlier, and I was having no luck with that. So it seems to be potentially a Amazon issue going on right now, and we heavily rely on their servers. So that's something to consider. Maybe we need a backup with Microsoft or something like that. Azure, we'll see. Anywho, so let me just get this going. Give me just one sec, and I will have it all taken care of, and then I'll try my best to answer your questions the best that I possibly can. I know a lot of folks are asking about their particular area. If you are wondering about your particular area, please download a free app. Again, you can get it at instantweatherapp.com. You can check the forecast as well as you can put in your location. And then it's good to compare too between the forecast on the app and the forecast, the custom maps that we put out as well too, because they can vary slightly. We use two different forecasting techniques between those two. So a lot of folks say, well, how come your app says this and then your forecast map says that? Two unique systems, which is a good thing because when you compare them, you can kind of see the range of possibilities of what might be occurring. So it's probably a good idea to compare between the two. Yeah, I would think so. And then give me just one sec. Looks like I have this all good to go, and I will go live on the Tickety Talks. There we go. Go live. Perfect. There we are. All right. So hello to all those who are going to join us on the TikTok. Thank you very much for that. And again, thank you to those who are joining us on every other social media possible. We try our best to go to as many places as possible. I did want to look at some weather models here as well too. So this is your current and future radar just over the next few hours. But I do want to go take a peek at some of the weather models because some of them are looking quite impressive actually as far as the totals are concerned. So give me just a moment here and I will pull those up. Just a second. There we go. Okay, so if I pull up the first one, we're going to take a look at the Canadian model because we're Canadian, so I figured it's a good idea to go with first. And this is on Pivotal Weather here. I put up a little chart as well too, mainly for me to figure out how to convert it, but these models are typically in inches as opposed to millimeters, so we have to do a little bit of conversion here. And this data is from Pivotal Weather here. This is the Canadian model, and it's talking about, as you can see, let me just pull that over. As you can see, it's really actually showing some of the heaviest freezing rain accumulation for far eastern Ontario. So if we go up to like Ottawa, it's talking about half an inch, which if we consult our chart would be half an inch would be 13 millimeters, which is still a decent amount of freezing rain for sure. But then if we look down towards Cornwall, it's talking about an inch, so that would be closer to 25 millimeters of rain, freezing rain. So again, weather models are sometimes they're overestimating, but when we get to especially on Pivotal here, when we get to this blue color, that's when it starts to be a bit concerning. Roads are going to be probably brutal in this area if this particular model and this particular model run does actually occur. But the different models are unique. As you can see, this has no freezing rain for the Orangeville area. But if we look at a few different models, it shows quite a bit there. So we'll have to see. So this is the Canadian model, a little bit further to the east. A little bit heavier accumulations, potentially an inch or higher. Hey everyone, join us on TikTok. How we doing? How's it going? Just looking at some models. We have a freezing rain risk here, and yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting for sure. So again, this is the Canadian model, a little bit further east and a little bit higher in the accumulation totals. So let's go take a peek at our next candidate. This is the HRRR model, the rapidly refreshing model. This is an American model. And as you can see, it does put that kind of just north of Orangeville, Collingwood area. It does put maybe a half an inch, so kind of in the 13 millimeter range or so with the freezing rain. And then it's a lot further south, talking about Kingston and Brockville actually getting hit potentially pretty hard here with this particular model run. And that is almost an inch there. So anything you see here in the purple and getting towards the blue area and for the Brockville regions. I know we had a lot of folks asking about Belleville. In this particular model, Belleville's not really getting that much. This is right on Belleville. It's 0.02. So it all depends on where that those temperature gradients hit. That's what it comes down to. So there's going to be precipitation, pretty much across the region. But then when it all depends on where exactly those temperatures, if they shift a little bit further to the north, a little bit further to the south, different areas could get hit with different types of precipitation as well too. But yeah, in this particular model, the HRR, this is the latest model too. It just came out at 9 o'clock, and it is showing quite a bit of accumulation and a little bit further to the south here as well too. So Brockville, areas to the west of that, possibly Kingston, maybe towards Peterborough, and then areas south of Bancroft. Midland actually looks like a fair amount here, getting close to half an inch. So Yeah, so quite a bit of accumulation possible here. The interesting thing about the HRR model is it's talking about some freezing rain over Lake Erie, but hopefully that stays off of, if that does occur, hopefully it stays over water and it doesn't come onto land as well too. But yeah, so that's kind of where the freezing rain for the HRR model is concerned. Let's go to our next candidate. This is another American model. This is the NAM model. It actually looks pretty close to the HRR, still showing this accumulation in elevated areas over the escarpment here. Kind of Collingwood talking about half an inch, and which again is consulting my chart, which is 13 millimeters, and then areas to the south as well too, so possibly Orangeville, and then it's talking about a fair amount of accumulation, kind of very similar to the HRR model. So anywhere you see in pink is only, we're only talking about maybe 6 millimeters or less, but then once we start to get into that purplish blue, even right here, it's talking about an inch. So 25 millimeters northeast of Halliburton. Bancroft as well getting hit a little harder here. Kingston not getting hit as hard as the previous model. Belleville not as hard. Peterborough not as hard. But then Smith Falls quite a bit and Brockville quite a bit as well too. So it all depends on where that temperature shifts. If it shifts, if it's a little warmer to the north, then it could maybe even see it as far north as Ottawa. If it's a little further to the south, then it looks like kind of Kingston. Maybe Belleville and Brockville seems to be kind of on the radar here quite a bit. Cornwall as well too, so we'll see. We will see how that does develop. Yeah, so there's that. Let's see here. Let me just on a side note, let me know on TikTok how the volume is, because it looks like my volume is actually quite low. So let me know if it's too low, and if it is, I'll tweak it. Okay, so let's go to the next. We're going to go to one more model. This is the European model. And it looks closer to the Canadian model, actually, showing that there's some freezing rain in Ottawa. Some in the Smith Falls looks potentially the hardest hit here as well, but only getting to about half an inch, so 13 millimeters at its peak, maybe a little bit higher than half an inch here. But then areas to the south in the European model, Kingston seems to be left out of the freezing rain. Belleville's left out. Tweed's left out. So this is the tricky stuff when it comes to putting a forecast together, is we look at all these different models and we have to try to create some sort of ensemble, basically. And there are ensembles as well too you can use, where they put like 30 different models in there and they try to show you the possibilities, the probabilities of it. So forecasting is not the easiest thing. It comes down to looking at a whole bunch of data and trying to think, which models have been performing accurately lately, where's the consistency. So if a bunch of models look like this, and then one other model is further to the south, well, then probably it's going to be north. So that's the kind of tricky thing that we deal with when it comes to doing all these forecasts. But I'm going to switch over to snow here. This particular model is the Canadian, and I'm going all the way to Saturday morning with it. So let me back it up here. So this is Thursday night, and then it looks like maybe some squall activity is possible for areas in southwestern Ontario here. So we didn't include that far into with the forecast map. But yeah, it's possible we see some squalls towards the weekend, and then quite a bit of snowfall potentially up north here. So 15 inches, which on my chart is 38 centimeters possible south of Temagami, east of Sudbury area. So North Bay area, Algonquin, and those regions could see quite a bit of snowfall for sure. And then you see that sharp cutoff right around Pembroke, right around Renfrew or so, and then it drops to pretty much nothing for the south. So that's where the main freezing rain area is going to be, and then south of this is all going to be likely rain until the weekend. So I'll have to see how that does develop. But I can hear you loud and clear, says TC. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Okay, so that is the Canadian model, Snowfall. Let me jump over to the HRR. So this is the American model, high-resolution American model. Looks pretty much the same. It doesn't go as far. This only goes to Friday night. So we're not really seeing too much of the snow squalls yet here east of Lake Huron. But you can see it's quite a bit of snowfall to the north as well too. Sudbury 9 inches or so. Yeah. Again, this is model data, so it could be less. It could be equal to this, but it could be less. Models occasionally overestimate, and that's kind of why we give you a range of possibilities. That's why we don't say exactly 9 inches. We say 5 to 12 or something like that. We try to give you a range of possibilities. So But yeah, so maybe half a foot up to a foot, or 30 centimeters to 15 centimeters, somewhere in there. It's possible in this range, in this area, kind of the Brit area up to Sudbury. And then it looks like North Bay, Petawawa, Pembroke. This is a little bit further south too, showing some of the heavy accumulation. So it is possible that areas like Ottawa could see a little bit of snow here. Could see 6 inches, 15 centimeters. And I think we're pretty close to that in the forecast map as well too, that Brennan put together. So I'll jump back to the forecast map as well too in just a second. But first, I want to jump to another American model showing less snow for Ottawa, showing much less snow for the Northwest. I say the Northwest, I mean the Northwest of this particular map. Really, it's northeastern Ontario. So Sudbury only getting into 6-7 inches or so, up to 15 centimeters or so. And then snowfall for other areas, not as much. And this goes till Friday, Friday overnight here. So it could be interesting. There's quite a every model's kind of rolling the dice here with how it's estimating totals here, especially in the snowfall. And then I go one last one, which is the European model. It's still talking about quite a bit of snow up to the northeast, North Bay areas, and pretty similar to the Canadian model. Again, the European and the Canadian model are pretty close to each other. The U.S. models are a little bit different here. But yeah, this goes all the way to Saturday morning. And then you can see, a little bit of snow developing in southwestern Ontario as well, too, with those flurries. So could be interesting for sure. Let me jump back to the current radar so you can see past and future radar. We can see that freezing rain is already developing over some of these areas right now. You can see it in purple on those first 2 frames of radar there. And we are dealing with quite a bit of precipitation already, and the freezing rain for tomorrow is going to be interesting. So we're gonna have to watch that closely and see how it does develop. But yes, I did say I was going to answer some questions, I believe. Let me see here. Give me just a moment, and I'll flip to that so I can attempt to answer some questions for you folks. Here we are. Okay. Jump into the comments. Give me 1 second here. Melinda says, what about Aurelia? Yeah, Aurelia's probably, if we jump back to our forecast map here, let me just do that quickly. If we jump back to the forecast map, I will do that right now. There we go. We have Aurelia in the in kind of the pink area here, which would be dealing with probably 2 to 6 millimeters of freezing rain. So freezing rain is possible for Aurelia. Probably not that much, but I mean, roads could get not the greatest. And Aurelia could also see 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall as well, too. So, so that's probably the case for the Aurelia area. And now that I've answered one location, there'll be more, which is okay. Let me just hide that right there. Mark says, how much freezing rain for Kingston through tomorrow, Wednesday morning, or is it all Wednesday evening to Thursday? It's kind of already starting now, and then for Kingston, it looks like it could be, if I jump to the models here really quick, give me just a moment. Kingston, I believe, would be more towards the evening tomorrow, but let me just make sure of that, just for the timing purposes. So 6 to 12 millimeters freezing rain for Kingston. But the thing is, again, like we saw in some of the models have Kingston being the hardest hit areas with freezing rain, and some have Kingston just getting missed and the freezing rain to be to the north. So cross your fingers for the models that are trying to push it further to the north if you don't want it in Kingston, which I'm assuming you don't. Canadian Milo says, hey, Adam, have you ever thought about making a Discord server? Yeah, we've thought about it. We have a lot on our hands right now with our Facebook group, which has exploded. The last storm, it went from 147,000 to 157,000. So we gained 10,000 new members on that group in like a day or two, which was crazy. And a huge thank you to all those who have joined the group. The group is incredible. It's a great place to share your reports. It takes a lot of moderation. So Discord would just be more moderation. I mean, we can have bots and stuff in Discord. It'd be really cool. Eventually, we'd like to have a Discord server, but it's just our moderation team is pretty tapped out right now. So we're going to focus on the group for now, and then we may get into that eventually. So Travis says, Windsor, Essex. Yeah, pretty much rain. You might get some thunderstorms overnight, though, so we'll see how that goes. But you're pretty much in the rain world. let's see here. Becca says the comment you have pulled up on TikTok covers the graph. Oh, side note. On TikTok there's a little button that shows like a phone on its side and a phone vertical, and if you hit that button and then turn the phone to the side, you'll get a much bigger picture. And as well too, if you're watching this on your phone on Facebook or on Twitter or on Twitch or on YouTube and you're watching it with your phone like this, turn your phone to the side. It'll fill the whole screen. It'll be a lot easier to see. So, give me just a moment here. Okay. Your comments are in the stream. Oh, my comments are in the stream. On TikTok? That's strange. Do I have that? I'm not sure. Anywho. Okay. So, yes, I see them. My comments are in the stream. I'm confused. I'll just move on. Anyways, so, yes, let me just... I do want to pull up a few different places as far as the timing is concerned. Thank you, Tracy. When you talk about freezing rain amount, is that accretion? An inch of accretion would be crazy. Yeah, but again, to clarify, that the models are maybe it's when I do this that the comments cover a large area. So that's probably what we're talking about here. Yeah, the models are typically over the top when it comes to freezing rain accretion. So I would probably say that an inch seems unlikely of accretion. That seems unlikely, but we're talking about probably at least 6 to 12 millimeters of accretion. So 25 millimeters would be an inch. So we'll have to see how that does develop. Joanne says, "Please play a tune on your guitar." I may play a tune. We'll see. I wrote a song for my wife, and I've been kind of practicing it. So I might pull that out. We'll see. We'll see. Let me know if you want to hear it, and I'll pull it out in a little bit. Waltz in the Woods says, "What is accretion?" It's like when you see a tree branch and it's got a bunch of ice attached to it. That's what we're talking about. It's when the freezing rain accumulates onto surfaces. Yes. Shelby says, "Oof, freezing rain," and yes, music time. Yeah. So the last two live streams we did, we ended up not playing music, but might, if you hang out long enough, we might do that. Rhonda says, "We need a duet from both of you." Yeah, I know. You got to hear her sing. She's so good at singing. It's unbelievable. Coffini says, "Good night. Nothing happened in Toronto as usual, and the Leafs lost in a shootout." Oh no, that sucks. Yeah, Toronto's probably gonna get rain. Toronto's basically rain. You might see maybe some thunder, but probably just rain. Miranda says, "Absolutely, we try to cover as many areas as possible on the map. There are so many locations. It would be a tight squeeze. Try to put it everybody in every town." We posted an image once of, we took this entire database of cities in Ontario, cities, towns, and villages in Ontario, and we put as many that could fit onto the map. And a lot of people said they wanted a printout of that for their wall. It was so covered, it was almost like the whole map was dark with text. And then we said, this is what it would be like if we put every single town, village, and city on the map. So it's kind of brutal. Yeah, it's impossible for us to have every single location on there. It would be brutal. So Logan says he's been using our app to send through weather updates to Snapchat. Cool, that's awesome. I think I actually just signed up for Snapchat again. My account was deleted for some reason. I'm not sure. I couldn't get in my old account, but I just signed up again. That's cool. Appreciate it. Wendy says it was a miserable rainy day in Grimsby today. Aw, rainy days aren't miserable. Only if we make them miserable. But if it's yeah. But rainy, rain's good sometimes. Sometimes. Let's see here. Andrew says, "What's happening for Barrie?" Well, if you can see on the map behind me, Barrie is in the 2 to 6 millimeters of freezing rain potential and 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall. So it looks like rainfall currently, and then we may be getting some freezing rain as well too. So we'll have to see how this does trend. We'll see. We will see. Okay. Trying to watch so many different things here. Shelby says, rain is great. It's magical. Used to live in Scotland. Makes everything alive on the next comment. Yes, for sure. Flying out of Hamilton Thursday morning. What's it looking like? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let me double check for you. I'll double check. I like to answer questions as much as I possibly can. So I will double check for you. Same thing you can really do on our app. Side note, did you say you're flying out of Hamilton? Flying out of Hamilton. Okay. I didn't know Hamilton had an airport, but that's cool. That's cool. Let's see here. Flying out of Hamilton. So, what time would that be? Is that tomorrow morning, did you say? Let me just double check here. Flying out of Hamilton Thursday morning, you said. Okay, so I'll jump to Thursday morning. Rain and snow showers. And I'm not sure what time you're flying at, but by 10 a.m. it looks like it's going to clear up. That could change, though, so definitely, download our free app called Instant Weather. Double check the hourly product. If I think I should be able to get some focus on here. There we go. Download the hourly product. You can go through each hour and see what the forecast might entail. And it looks like most of Thursday should be clear for Hamilton, except for rain and snow showers in the early morning hours. So, yes, 7 a.m. Thursday. Yeah, so you might see some rain, maybe some snow showers. We're probably nothing too intense. Savannah says, may someone explain what sleet is? Sorry, I can never remember. So sleet is kind of, for me, it's a term for everything. So sleet could be, rain mixing to snow, so you get that kind of like wet. And then it could be, typically we refer to it as ice pellets. Because usually when the models are kind of in that sleet range, it's typically ice pellets. So, you get those little tiny, it almost seems like hail. It's like those little balls of snow, but they're really hard. And so, yeah, so you can have ice pellets mixing in there. You can have rain mixing to snow. So you can have the big, wet, heavy snow coming down. It's usually messy, but typically it's when we say sleet, we mean ice pellets. But it's kind of like, it can be a mixed bag. We can say sleet and then it ends up being freezing rain. We can say sleet ends up being ice pellets. We can say sleet ends up being snow. We can say sleet ends up being rain. So it's really in that transitional area, and it's tricky to know exactly what's going to be. Andrew said, have you ever heard of snow lightning? Yeah, there's thunder snow. We refer to it as thunder snow. And it happens. It can happen quite often, for sure. Mr. Fishweir says, Aurelia looks complicated to explain the forecast. Yeah, so really it looks like a little bit of freezing rain and a little bit of rain. Same with Barrie. 2 to 6 millimeters of freezing rain, 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. So you can see that on the chart beside me. So if you look, you can see that Aurelia is in the light pink. So if you look at the light pink area, which is right about, I can almost touch it from here, that spot up there, you can see that under the rain category, it says 5 to 10 millimeters. And then under the freezing rain category, it says 2 to 6. So basically find your color on the map, then find your color on the legend, and then you can look through the different rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow categories to see what is potentially possible for your area. So I think of Jim Cantori every time I hear thunder snow. Yeah, that GIF is amazing. GIF's pretty brilliant. So let's see here. Adam, the forecast screen is not clear, or is it my phone? It might be your phone. Looks pretty clear to me, based on what I'm seeing over here from YouTube. It looks pretty darn clear. You might want to, again, if you're watching on your phone and you're watching vertically, and our thing only takes up like this tiny little rectangle, turn your phone to the side, and then it will fill the whole screen. Hopefully that helps. Ken's going deep here. Let's read Ken. Ken actually went and Googled this, or he already knows this himself. So, sleet occurs when the snowflakes only partially melt when they fall through a shallow layer of warm air. These slushy drops refreeze as they next fall through a deep layer of freezing air above the surface, and eventually reach the ground as frozen raindrops that bounce on impact. Depending on the intensity and duration, sleet can accumulate on the ground much like snow. Yeah, so ice pellets. Yeah, snow pellets, ice pellets, basically. But again, when we talk about sleet, you're kind of in that transition area, so it could be a mix of a whole bunch of different things. But typically, we're talking about ice pellets, snow pellets, that type of thing. Let's see here. Thank you, Victoria. Appreciate it. Let's see here. How about... Sean says, how about Newt comes with because I have class on Thursday? I think it'd be fine. Yeah, if you're hoping for a snow day, seems questionable-ish. I mean, it depends. If the freezing rain really does accumulate, then you may see something, but yeah, but it's questionable for sure, for sure. Thank you so much. Disability Advocate on YouTube sent us a super chat. Hope you enjoyed your holiday season. Thanks for everything you do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And thank you for advocating for those who are disabled. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to those who have sent in stars on Facebook, those who have sent in diamonds or gifts on TikTok, which I'm slightly new to, but that's super cool. I appreciate that. I keep looking down this way because that's where I have the laptop with the TikTok stream set up. Yeah, thank you to all those who have subscribed to remove ads from the app and extend the feature radar out to 5 hours. We really appreciate it. You make a huge difference, and you're the reason we're literally crowdfunded for the past 10 years. It's going to be our 10th year anniversary in April, and if it wasn't for this community, we wouldn't exist. So give yourself a round of applause, please, please, and a huge thank you to everybody who has supported our efforts over these 10 years. Wow. Yes, pink zone is freezing rain. The dark pink, so Peterborough, Tweed, Kingston's, Brockville areas, and potentially Orangeville and areas like Collingwood and south of Collingwood, elevated areas up there as well too. That's going to be the hardest hit, so maybe 6 to 12 millimeters, maybe a little bit more for especially parts of eastern Ontario towards Brockville, maybe Kingston. Kingston's right on the line, we'll see. And then the lighter pink areas are only going to see maybe 2 to 6 millimeters of freezing rain. And possibly some rain as well too. It's going to be an interesting mixed bag. And again, just like we were talking about with the different models, you could see this quite a different spread. Each model had a unique spot. The European model and the Canadian model, they were pretty close to each other, putting the freezing rain more into eastern Ontario, maybe to Ottawa, just south, and towards Cornwall and Brockville and Smith Falls and Bancroft. And then the American models are putting it further to the south. So we'll have to see. We will have to see. Kim says, is Fenland Falls dark pink or light pink? It's a good question. I think Fenland Falls is in the light pink. But you're kind of right on. The Kawartha Lakes area is right on the edge of those two. So it's hard to say for sure. Heather's asking about a graphic for timelines. I don't at this point in time, but I would recommend... going to our app and checking the time for your exact area. So download our free app. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com and check to see what it's expecting. Because again, the app uses a different forecasting method than our forecast maps. So it's good to compare the forecast map, but then double check the app to see if it thinks you're going to see snow or freezing rain or some mix between the two. I would definitely download our free app. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. I'll put that in the comments. Download our free app at instantweatherapp.com. Grab that, put in your location, and then go to the hour tab, and you can see how things are going to transition over time. Rainbow says, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for your video, Adam. See you next time. See you next time, Rainbow. Appreciate it. All right. So let me know if you want to hear... that's strange. Let me know if you want to hear a tune. And I've been working on this song for my wife. Hopefully you like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully you like it. We'll see. But let me know. Let me know on TikTok if you want to hear a song. Let me know on Twitch, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Do you want to hear a song, an original that I wrote for my wife? Hopefully, yes, a tune. Kylie says yes. Catherine says yes for a tune. Rhonda says song, please. Oleg says, shucks, gotta go, but have fun with the tune. No worries. You can always check the replay and listen to it then. Ken says he's out. Back to Pawn Stars. No singing for me. We're losing out to Pawn Stars. My bad. Jules says tune. Andrew says tune. Let's see here. Kyle says, just pull out the guitar right now and play it live. Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. Matt says, Barry, we had a question, so I got to answer Matt's question. So Barry looks like 2 to 6 millimeters of freezing rain, maybe 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. So, so nothing too significant for Barry, but could be interesting. Diane says, new song, and yes, a duet with your wife. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's going to come downstairs and sing right now, but that would be cool. But probably not. But yeah, okay. All right, I'll crack out a tune for you. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to jump back to the radar. There we go. So there's your past and future radar animation, and in the meantime, I will break out a tune for you, because why not? It's been a while since I've sang on the live stream here, so give me just a moment, and I will do that. Give me just a second here. Okay. I remember how to sing, right? I think I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Let's see here. Let's see how good my noise canceling is. I'm going to tune my guitar. Let me know if you can even hear the tuning at all. Probably not, because the noise canceling is insane. So let's see. I don't think you can hear it. Can you hear it? Yeah, the noise canceling is insane. I can remember to turn that off, or else you won't hear any guitar at all. But it's pretty impressive. I would say it's pretty impressive. That's impressive noise canceling. All right. Sing you a song here. Okay. Probably should drink some water first. It might help things. All right, I'll sing an original song I wrote for my wife, my lovely wife Amanda, and then I'll try to answer some more questions after that. And if anybody comes in the live stream and they're wondering why I'm singing, please let them know in the comments that this is just a regular occurrence. Should probably just call me the singing weatherman. That's probably a good idea. So, all right, here we go. Time to let you know why you matter. You matter. If only in this instance I could be the one to show you why you matter. Only need a second of your day, but a third and fourth will be okay, it's true. If only for a second I could be the one to show you why you matter. 'Cause you matter to me. Tell you, girl, you matter. You matter. If only for a moment I could be the one to show you why you matter. 'Cause you matter. Only need the tiniest bit, just a glance or two will do the trick. You matter. Little original for you there. Hopefully came through okay. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right. Here's a song. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you kindly. Amy says, great falsetto control. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Ah, you're very kind. All right. Back to the questions. What was I doing? I was doing weather stuff. Yes, that's right. You're very kind. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Janice says, absolutely beautiful voice. Why are you reporting the weather? Well, I've got a few different passions in life. For many, many years, I was a professional musician and a music instructor. I had a lot of fun doing that. But started storm chasing back in 2013, almost died, and then said, we really got to start a Facebook page. And then 10 years later, here we are. And I'm just grateful that I get to raise awareness about tornadoes and severe weather. Help folks stay safe. And it's been a really wild and wonderful and rewarding journey for sure. And I'm just so happy that I can help so many folks, stay safe when it comes to crazy severe weather, and at the same time play some songs. So it's kind of like it's like the best of both worlds. It's great. It's fun. Kylie says, my nanny loves your voice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Rhonda says, do you and your wife still use your music page? We haven't put a song on there in a long time, but if you want to hear my lovely wife sing, you can, if you're on Facebook, you can search for Amanda Adam Music. So I think I've got a banner from that from a long time ago. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if it's even on here anymore, but it's Amanda Adam Music. Might even be deleted. Oh no, it's long gone. Yeah, so anyways, just go on Facebook and search Amanda Adam Music. You'll find my wife and I. At the start of COVID, we just started we couldn't do anything else, so we just started live streaming and singing a bunch. We just I would learn songs 30 minutes before we do the live stream and just try to rock them out. It was a mess, but it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. So anyways, yeah, pretty fun stuff. So okay, let's see here. Leon says, what time is the freezing rain starting in the Newmarket area? So Newmarket's kind of in that pinkish area, but some of the models kind of say freezing rain over by Orangeville and then not freezing rain until east of Aurelia. So it's possible you might get missed, but I'll double check. Let's double check on the app. On our live stream, I usually just go over to our app and check what's going on, which you can do too, but I'll do it for you. It's all good. I can help. Newmarket. Let's open up the newest market here. Newmarket. Great. You're under special weather statement. So risk of freezing rain, light ice accretion up to a few millimeters as possible. So Environment Canada thinks you have some potential. They don't have you under a freezing rain warning, but they do have you under a special weather statement for the chance of some freezing rain. And let's see when it might happen. Which is interesting. So you're getting rain 6 a.m. tomorrow. Our app doesn't have you getting any freezing rain at all. So when would the freezing rain happen? Maybe in the morning? I'm not sure. It's possible that you get missed. It's not a guarantee, but it's possible that you get missed. So we'll see. Paul says, the musical weather person. Yeah, I can't help myself. Let's see here. Great song, says Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. I figured I'd get one of these comments on TikTok. Richard says, why is the weather guy singing? What did I stumble on? My favorite is when people show up to the live stream in the middle of me singing, and then the comments are just like, what's happening here? Is this, are we talking about the weather? Why is this guy singing a song to his wife? Anyways, yeah. It's just a thing I do, so it's all good. It's all good. Let's see here. Okay. Jamie says, what about Pembroke? So I'm going to go back to the forecast map here, because Pembroke... Oh, that's not the forecast map. Those are my lyrics. 1 second here. I put my lyrics up on the screen so I didn't mess it up drastically. Let's see here. I'll go back and put up the forecast map. There we go. That's better. That's better. Not that you want to see that or not. Let's see here. That's strange. It didn't flip. Okay, give me a second here, and I will see if we can get it to come up. Oh, that's weird. Why didn't that come up? OBS is being strange right now. That's not great. We'll give that a second. Anywho, yes. So right now we have Pembroke in the blue area on our forecast map that you can't see. But the blue area is 0 to 2 centimeters of sleet, so like ice pellets or snow pellets. mixing in general when we say sleet, and then 5 to 10 centimeters of snowfall is what we have for Pembroke. Now, did you ask about Pembroke or Petawawa? Hold on, let me see. Um, let's see here. Did you ask about? Oh, you asked about Pembroke. Okay, so actually, we have Pembroke. Um, yeah, that's what we have Pembroke in, and then Petawawa, just slightly to the north. We have 10 to 25 centimeters of snowfall. So there's a very sharp gradient line there. It could be pretty interesting with what we end up seeing here. But give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can fix this silly OBS. Normally it's pretty good with this kind of stuff, but it's being kind of grumpy at the moment. So I will try my best to get that up on the screen. Oh, did it come up on the screen? Looks like it did. There we are. Cool. Okay, so yeah, as you can see up here, we have, if I can get my mouse to show up, there we go. So Petawawa, just to the north of Pembroke, you're talking 10 to 25 centimeters of snow. Pembroke, we have in 5 to 15. So depending on where those temperature gradients are, you know, Pembroke could end up seeing more snowfall or could end up seeing more sleet, more ice pellets, more snow pellets, and maybe less snowfall. So it's kind of a toss-up. This is going to be very tight gradients. So it's, you know, again, some models have Kingston getting a bunch of freezing rain. Some models have Kingston getting like almost none. Some models have Brockville getting hammered with freezing rain, and some models have Brockville in a little bit. So it's kind of a toss-up here. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But yeah, hopefully everybody stays safe with this storm for sure. Let me go back to radar. There we are. So there's our past and future radar. We can already see that there is freezing rain accumulating in areas east of Huntsville, southwest of Ottawa, northeast of Peterborough, and then more freezing rain is possible tomorrow as well too with the rainfall. So we'll see. Thank you everybody who's sharing. By the way, I see so many people sharing the live stream, and I really appreciate it. Thank you to all those sharing it on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. We're also on LinkedIn, by the way. Side note: if you are on TikTok, we've just started to grow that channel, so find us on TikTok. It's Ontario Weather on the Tickety Talks there. Nobody calls it that. I don't know why I keep calling it that. I can't help myself. But, you know, not everybody's on there, but a lot of folks are on there. Basically, every time I'm with, like, when I was with family, I'd like, you're on your phone. What are you on? And they're like, TikTok. So, obviously, there's a lot of people on TikTok, whether you say you're on there or not. But if you are on TikTok, follow us, please. It's at Ontario Weather, or just search Instant Weather Ontario on there. And please give us a follow. We'd sincerely appreciate it. Trying to grow that channel. I mean, our mission is to raise awareness about tornadoes and severe weather. That mission has not changed since 2013 when we launched. So that means wherever the attention of the wonderful people of Ontario is, we go to. So that's why we're on LinkedIn. That's why we're on Twitch. That's why we're on YouTube. That's why we're on Facebook. That's why we're on. I mean, obviously we have a monumental Facebook community. It's really. I think we've actually surpassed 300,000 community members on Ontario Stormwatch, and we have another like 250 on Instant Weather Ontario. So and then we have 157,000 on Ontario Storm Reports. So mix those all together, you know, filter out the people that are following all three, and it's a monumental community, and I'm sincerely appreciate it for sure. Absolutely. Thank you so much to all those who are joining us on Facebook. But again, you know, there's some people that aren't on Facebook, right? They're on YouTube, they're on TikTok, they're on Twitch, they're on Twitter. And so we continue to try to grow those communities as well, too, because we're not romantic about any particular social media site. Of course, you know, the majority of our community is on Facebook. But, you know, there's a lot of folks on different platforms, and we want to make sure we can reach all of them. So, yeah, it's pretty wild for sure. Let's see here. Laura says, anything for Chatham? You might see some thunderstorms overnight. I'm going to... Hold on, let me peek a radar here again. You might see some thunderstorms overnight. I did see somebody ask earlier about Instant Weather Pro. We're still working on it. It's coming along. And, yeah, we're aiming for a spring update, so it's pretty exciting. Amy says, I couldn't find their song website. I think you're talking about the website with my wife and I. So on Facebook, just go to the search bar and type Amanda Adam Music. Amanda Adam Music. And you should find my wife and I I think. We'll see. I can put in the link here in the comments. Here, I'll put it in. It's facebook.com/groups. That's not even a group. It's just /Amanda Adam Music to hear my wonderful wife sing. There, I'll put that in the comments for you. If you want. Michael says, what about beta access to Pro? Michael, hit me up. And yeah, send me a private message and I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Get you some alpha access there. Brooke says, thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate it. Brooke says, any snow for Peterborough? I just joined a minute ago. Peterborough looks like mainly rain, maybe some freezing rain. Some of the models actually put quite a bit of freezing rain in Peterborough, and some put like nothing. So it's a kind of a toss-up here, but I know, I think Peterborough is in one of the warnings. Let me just double check. Peterborough. That didn't work. There we go. It did work. Okay. Even if you spell it wrong, it still works. Give me one sec. Side note, I talk about this on pretty much every stream, but if you ever load a location and it just does the spinny wheel of nothingness for a long time, if you have multiple locations, all you have to do, let me show you. I'm going to show you. If I can get this to focus, there we go. So if you, where's my finger? Okay. If you swipe to another location, if I can, it's hard to do this. There, I swipe to another location, it works, and then swipe back. And boom, Peterborough works. Just swipe over and swipe back, magically reloads it. I'm not sure why it does that. You can also pull to refresh. I don't think it's as effective as the swiping. Got to talk to the development team about that. But anyways, I always say that on a live stream, and then I get distracted, and I never talk to them about it. So I need to actually bring that up. I'm going to put it on my list. There's got to be a way to sense if we've been spinning the wheel for a while and then try to reload again. It's spinny wheel is the technical term, right? Correct. That is the technical term. Thank you very, very much for your insight there. It is a technical term. Spinny wheel of loading nothingness. Okay, so Peterborough's under freezing rain warning, and Environment Canada says 3 to 5 millimeters of ice accretion. So, again, roads are not going to be great. Driving's not going to be great. There's a lot that's not going to be great if you have to drive through those particular areas that are going to get hit hard. So, Kyle says, Adam, have you guys ever considered using a monthly sponsor on your stream? I own a roofing company, and I would love to collaborate. If this is something you guys are open to, 509 Roofing. Look at that. You just promoted your company, and for nothing. That's great. No, it's all good, Kyle. Yeah, for sure. We're totally into sponsors. If you want to, we're usually so busy forecasting we don't get around to that. But we've talked about it. We should probably find some sponsors for the live stream and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Kyle, if you want to... shoot me an email. Send it to help@instantweather.ca. And if anybody wants to sponsor a live stream, let us know. Like small businesses, we love family-friendly stuff. Nothing, controversial or we've had some interesting. We've had some political parties reach out and ask us if they could sponsor our stuff, and we're like, no, we're good. We're good, thanks. No thanks. But yeah, small businesses for sure, SMBs, small businesses, local initiatives and all that kind of stuff. If you want to sponsor our live stream, please send us a message, help@instantweather.ca, and we'll chat about it and we'll figure out something that works well. So yeah, sending right now. Kyle says, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Bev says your wife does have a beautiful voice. Right? She is spectacularly good. Spectacularly good. Mike says, Printwell would love to sponsor. Small printing company in Ottawa would love to collaborate. Perfect. Shoot me an email, help@instantweather.ca. Let us know if you want to sponsor, and yeah, we'll set something up for sure. I mean, some of the live streams are bananas. Like, I know on each individual page it shows you how much you're seeing, but we live stream to like 8. Actually, we live stream till 9, including TikTok now. That's 9 different platforms. So when you combine those numbers, there's been times where I think that September, I can't remember now, September 17th or something. Anyways, last year there was a big severe weather event, and I think it shows our concurrent number up here, and it was like 12,000 concurrent viewers every second. That live stream reached something like 1.2 million people or something like that. It's crazy. So anyways, yeah. Environmo says, for Instant Weather's 10th birthday, would you consider a pay what you can webinar of a deep dive into the models like formulas and variables and assumptions, just putting it out there? You know what? I appreciate that idea. I would rather just put it out there for free. So, I think our whole thing is we put everything out there for free. And then, if you subscribe to remove ads from our app, that helps us. If you subscribe to our text message alerts, that helps us. If you use our app and you see the ads there, that helps us as well too. If you share our stuff, we want to put we don't want to paywall. I like your idea of the pay what you can. We could still make it free, but I'd rather just do it on a live stream, go through how we look at models, what are the different products we use and stuff. We're not going to be around forever. Cross your fingers. Instant Weather continues on for generations and generations and generations. That would be amazing. But we just want to spread as much good information as possible, and eventually, folks can be forecasting for their own area. They can be checking every single model for their own exact location to see what's possible. So yeah, I just want to just put everything out there, put it all out there for free. We really don't want to what's called walled gardens and paywall and all that kind of stuff. We're not a big fan of that at all. We'd rather just give you everything. That's the plan. So let's see here. Doris says, what's in store for Goderich Lucknow area for tomorrow? Let me bring up the forecast map again. Maybe it'll actually work this time. Hey, it worked. There we go. So we have you in the rain area. So you could see some thunderstorms overnight, maybe into the morning hours. But mainly for Goderich, you're probably looking at rainfall. So 10 to 25 millimeters are possible. That's pretty much what's happening for Goderich. So it is January 3rd, and southwestern Ontario, rainfall. That's your risk. Rainfall on January 3rd. What is happening? I'm not sure. Let's see here. Lori says I got a fog advisor tomorrow. That's possible as well too. Doug says I love that idea. Yeah, we'd love to do that for sure. Let's see here. Miss Esri says I still can't believe a week ago how much snow we had and how quickly it disappeared. Where are you located, by the way? Some areas got like a few inches, and some areas got pummeled with 130, 140 centimeters and stuff. It's ridiculous. Liz says, do it ourselves. Who will sing for us? There's always iTunes and stuff, There's other singers out there. I've heard some of them are pretty good. Pretty darn good. Rhonda says, I'd rather have snow than rain. Yeah. I'm a fan of winter. Like, I like winter as far as, like, I get to dress cozy. You don't have to, like, only have like a t-shirt and shorts on. You get to wear nice clothes. You get to go and there's something Christmassy and cozy about the audio. Michael says audio starting to desync from the video. Yeah, that's possible after a period of time. Yeah, I think I put a lot of stress on my CPU. I'm gonna have to work on that. But hopefully, check. Is it close? It looks like it's close. Check. You sure? Let me know. Heather says, trying to watch this and videos of your wife saying LOL multi-screening here. She's incredible. So I'm just grateful to be in her presence when it comes to her singing. She's an award-winning vocalist, and she is amazing. Amazing. 20 to 30, just 25 to 30 milliseconds. That's not too bad. Not too bad. I can probably tweak that. So I'll have to work on that for sure. Anyways, cool. I think I'm going to shut down the live stream. Shake and Bake on TikTok says, I love your weather app, and I use it every day. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Again, if you haven't downloaded our app, it's free. Luke says it's good on here. No desync on YouTube. Maybe it's just a Facebook thing. No desync on YouTube. Yeah. Chris says Bracebridge had 120 centimeters of snow and it all disappeared. 120 centimeters of snow. Boof. And it all disappeared. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. We're having some interesting weather. That's Ontario for you. We have every season in a short period of time. Every season, every month. That's how we go here. Hello from Midland. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? There goes my voice. How's it going? Anywho, hopefully everybody stays safe with the freezing rain. Hopefully everybody stays safe if you're in the snowy areas as well too. And I know traveling on, you can see a huge chunk of the 401 there all the way in southwestern Ontario has rainfall potential there. So it's not great to drive on the 401 when it's raining either. It's still better than snow, but it's not great, when it's torrential and that type of thing as well, for sure. Jess says, why is Hamilton under a freezing rain warning? That's a good question. Why is Hamilton under freezing rain warning? Are you sure? I'm checking right now. You're not under a freezing rain warning. Hamilton, fog advisory. I don't see a freezing rain warning. Where are you seeing a freezing rain warning, Jess? I need to find this out. Forecast only shows rain. Our app doesn't. Our app says it's fog advisory. Which app are you using, Jess? Are you using some weather? And it says freezing rain warning? Are you sure? Could be the other Hamilton. Ah, yes. Yes, there's another Hamilton. Hold on, let me check. Hamilton. I don't know if there's another Hamilton in Ontario, but there is another Hamilton. And you have to make sure, you know what? When you search your locations on the app, make sure you put ON. Because there's a Hamilton in British Columbia. There's a Hamilton in Prince Edward Island. It was on the app. Can you double check to see if it's on there right now? Hamilton Township. That's right. So there's also Hamilton Township. So make sure you put Hamilton ON. I would always... It's a township of Hamilton. Yes, please. Yeah, double check, please, Jess. Dave says, what about Windsor? Just rain. Maybe some thunderstorms overnight and into the morning. But mainly just rain for you. Jeff says Hamilton Township. That's right. That's right. Township of Hamilton is just north of Cobourg. Near Cobourg, says Jeff. Why can't we just have, like... There's literally another place called Blue Mountain. There's not just a Blue Mountain by Collingwood, but there's another place in Ontario called Blue Mountain. Can we just have, like, one name, please? One name per place? Yeah. Jess, you might have added Hamilton Township to... Oh, City of Hamilton works. Yeah. City of Hamilton. Let me see here. City of Hamilton. Oh, actually, it doesn't work right now. When our search algorithm gets overwhelmed, we pull in. We actually use AccuWeather's search tool. That's the only reason we have AccuWeather at the bottom of the app. Some people think that's what we use to power the weather data for the app, but it's actually not. AccuWeather is only there literally for their. We use their search data. That's it. So you're like, oh, they use AccuWeather for weather. We literally use their search. So when we use AccuWeather's search data. Right now, if you put City of Hamilton, it has Ohio, Alabama, Georgia, and Iowa. So don't put City of Hamilton. Just put Hamilton. Hamilton, hold on. And again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now and you just joined the live stream, we're talking about the Instant Weather app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, please do so. It's free. It's pretty cool. Just make sure you type Ontario. Yeah, if I type Hamilton in right now, it just says Hamilton, Ontario. Click it. There we go. And it has a freezing rain warning. What? Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I wonder if that's township, though. That's probably what it is. Ooh, we might have to work on that. That might not be a great thing. Yeah, let me just double check. Jess says Hamilton. It's Hamilton, Ontario, and it says... Now, Jess, do you have your location services turned on the app? So, like, on your phone, do you have location services enabled, and then you allowed the app to use your location to pinpoint you? Because that's by far the most accurate. When you put in, like, Hamilton, it'll put you, like, City Hall. Not everybody lives at City Hall. You might live in a different part of town, and we don't just use, like, one forecast for all of Hamilton. We use one forecast, in some cases, every kilometer. So there's different forecasts for different parts of town in a lot of cases. So it's weird because... it's toggling back and forth between our typical search locations and the AccuWeather ones I was talking about. And when it went to the AccuWeather ones, I searched Hamilton. It came up. It had no freezing rain warning. And then when I searched Hamilton, Ontario, it came up on the other one and showed the Hamilton Township. Yeah, exactly. So give me just 1 sec. I'm going to double check here just to make sure. Just to make sure. Yeah, so Hamilton, Ontario is not under... Yeah, Hamilton is not under... Let me just double check. City of Hamilton's under fog advisory. That's it. So when it comes up Hamilton ON, it's actually doing the township. So this is a very good point that you bring up. For sure. One of our team members typed, you can use radar to check to see which one you have. That's an interesting point. I'm not 100% sure that makes sense. So the radar would just show you what type of precipitation it is. Of course, you can see that, but we don't have the alert polygons on the radar yet. So long story short, sorry we're going super deep into this Hamilton thing, folks, but I just want to make sure it's clarified. The city of Hamilton. So it depends. I just want to see if Jess said, give me 1 second here. I'm really diving deep into this. I'm doing some tech support here. Jess, did you say you had did you say if you had location services enabled for our app? Because if you did, it would actually, it shows Hamilton, Ontario as the app title. Yes, but then when it shows Hamilton, Ontario, 1 second here. So that is interesting. For some reason, Hamilton, Ontario is coming up as Hamilton. Did somebody say Hamilton County? 1 second here. What was it called? Hamilton Township. I don't know why Hamilton Township is coming up. Hamilton Township does have a freezing rain warning at the moment. It must be. It's just a glitch on the naming of it. So, hold on. Let me see. City of Hamilton. Right now, it went back to our search. This is the problem sometimes when you use two search databases, I would think. City of Hamilton. Aha! Yes, do that. That was a good tip. Okay, Jess, type in City of Hamilton. Go to the search. Go to the search icon at the very, very top right, of the app, and type in City of Hamilton. It'll still come up Hamilton ON. Click that one. You'll see there was no freezing rain warning. That should be your main. Location, I would think. Yes, I would say that should be your main location if you're in the city of Hamilton. But this is a really good point. This is something I'm going to write this down. We need to solve this because I bet you a lot of folks are getting alerts for Hamilton Township as opposed to the city of Hamilton. That would be bad. Oh, yes, location services are enabled. I use it for Brantford and Hamilton for work. Okay. If your location services are enabled, your very, very top location should track where you are, and that should be your location. So, but maybe you didn't allow that when you first installed the app, so you might want to delete the app, re-download it, reinstall it, and then when it says, will you share your location with the app, say yes, and then it should put you in the city of Hamilton, and you'll be fine. I think that should work. And then as you travel and you open up the app, it'll change your location to where you are. Just make sure you open up the app when you get home, because if you don't open up the app when you get home, it'll keep you where you were at work. Yes, I would think that's a good idea. So, Diane said, here's another problem. The same problem here. She says, this has been a problem on other platforms with Durham. There's Durham Region, there's the town of Durham, and there's Durham County. It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt. Okay, I'm putting this on my notes right now. I'm not going to let this go and forget about it like I do everything else. Okay, let's see here. Hamilton Township, Hamilton Township, Hamilton Township, Hamilton City. And I'll look into that Durham one as well, too. Look into Durham. Durham. Yes, perfect. Okay, I'm going to look into all that. Those are important things to add. The other thing, too, was the spinny wheel. Yes. Okay, those are on my list. It's a big list, but they're on there. Okay. Jess has been using the app since beta testing. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, try that, Jess, if you can. Delete the app, reinstall it. Make sure you allow it to use your location services to pinpoint you, and then it should say just fog advisory right now for Hamilton. So please try that. Let us know. Brenda says, you just really have to know where you live. I don't know what you're referring to. Do you mean you? I mean, yeah, if you know where you live, that's a good thing. I have to know every little town and village in Ontario, it seems. Cool. All right, so anyways, long story short, I'm going to shut down the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have some questions on different areas, rewatch the stream. We covered a whole bunch of different locations, and hopefully it gives you a decent idea of what you might be up against with this particular storm. Long story short, I hope everybody stays safe if you do have to travel. Thank you so much to all those who have downloaded our app. Hold on a second here. Roger says, okay, just deleted Hamilton and re-added it as City of, and now there is no freezing rain warning, which means I have been seeing Hamilton Township weather for years. So if it's been inaccurate, it's because you've been over by Coburg and not in the city of Hamilton. So I'm going to make sure everybody knows that. I should probably put out a notification. I won't notify everybody, but I'm going to put out a notification. Maybe I could just notify folks in Hamilton Township. That's not a bad idea. Send a notification just to Hamilton Township and say, by the way, if you live in the city of Hamilton, you're in the wrong spot. You need to re-add and say City of Hamilton. Anyways, we'll work on that. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. If you haven't yet, download our free app, Instant Weather, instantweatherapp.com. And if you are in the city of Hamilton, please type City of Hamilton. Or just enable location services. It'll know. Anyways, have a great night. More singing in the future, says Michael. I'll work on that. Thanks for listening to that new song. Hopefully you like it, and we'll talk to you very soon. Have a great night, everybody.